But now it's time for the bottom line.
There it is.
The show. This is the bottom line of what we're talking about. We're going to cut to the bottom line. No other names for this segment. Just the bottom line. Ryan, go.
There it is. That is Mike's symbol for the terrible twos, and here they come right now. Question number one is, Michael Kenyon Rosenberg, on a scale of 1 to 10, what would you give this first episode of Obi-Wan Kenobi entitled Part 1? Be real.
Well, Josh was saying that Ryan was going to give it a 7.7 for the original New Hope. He said Darth would give it like an 8.3 or something for Return of the Jedi.
I said that about you.
8.1 for Empire Strikes Back.
80.
So what I'm going to give this is I'm going to give this my favorite Star Wars movie of all time that came out in 9.9. That's right. Star Wars, The Phantom Menace.
Why is that such a great movie, Mike?
Obviously, it's got to be Jar Jar Binks. Everybody knows that.
Hang on. Darth, that's less shocking. So you're giving this a 9.9.
9.9.
Wow.
That's originally what I wrote down last night. But then Angie talked me down a little bit to 9.8. But then based on Josh's assessment of years, I thought it's got to be 9.9. It's got to be 9.9.
It's actually an assessment when Josh
does
it. All right.
9.9, my second highest score of all time.
Unbelievable. Wow. Darth, scale of 1 to 10. Are you going to top that?
Yeah, I'm going to say since Revenge of the Sith came out in 2010, I'm going to give it a 10.
Did it really?
2005.
No, what did Josh say? 2005? Yeah. But I'm still going to give it a 10. I was thinking that when you guys were saying that earlier about the 9, I was like, I should say 9.9. But yeah, let's go full 10. Give it the full 10.
Wow. Darth
I called
10s.
That one.
The whole 10 in there.
Darth gives out 10s like old ladies give out hard candy. Josh Sussman, scale of 1 to 10.
I'm going to I feel bad if I don't do one of the years, because I feel like I don't want to break that trend. I was thinking about an 8.5, but I wonder if I went down to an 8.3 to be Return of the Jedi. But then is that not fair? I'm lowering my rating just to have a cool matching with the year. The 8.3 is fitting. I think it's a good 8.3.
Just change the year that the movie came out.
You did, yeah, like you, yeah. I'm going to do Obi-Wan Kenobi gets an 8.3, which is very strong and respectable. That's not. That's
on
still
the Sussman scale. Definitely on the Sussman scale. That's a plus.
Yeah, but
that might be one of my highest
plus.
Scores.
They're sad that you lowered it just for a gimmick. Okay, anyway, that's hurtful. All right, you guys, I went the other way. I've got my score, and I'm going to base the movie on my score, not the score on my movie. So, look, it was good. It didn't bother me. The slow burn didn't bother me. I didn't have anything that I hated about it. I was interested the entire time. It didn't, to me, surprisingly, it didn't have the magic that The Mandalorian and the Cup of Boba Tea had, especially Mandalorian. Those captivated me, and it felt very magical. It felt very A New Hope. This was a little less so. It was there, but it was enjoyable, but nothing too crazy. It's a 7.5 from me, which is the year of, you guessed it, Monty Python and the Holy Grail, everybody. You knew that one, right? Everybody knew that.
Yeah.
All right. 7.5 for me. But here's the big question. Everybody at home's like, yeah, but would you watch the second? Well, hang on. Michael Kenyon Rosenberg, for the purposes of this podcast, we all had to watch the first episode of Obi-Wan Kenobi. But now that the podcast is over, would you, of your own volition, watch the second episode?
Yes, I'll keep it short. Yes.
You did already.
Next. I didn't
you
yet.
did already.
Yeah, 9.
I didn't yet, but I would definitely.
Oh, damn.
Darth Shuey, would you watch the second? The answer is yes, that you already did.
How could you not when that first one ends? Like I felt like that's why they dropped those two at the same time.
Because we watched it last night, and then I had 2 more shows to watch too. So.
All right, you got an excuse.
So you're a yes.
Yes.
Josh Sussman, what's your assessment? Would you watch the second?
I'm gonna, after we're done doing this, I'm gonna watch it right now.
Wow, I'm surprised you guys. I don't know. I figured everybody just kept it going and just watched that second one.
I thought about it. I figured I would. But the reason I didn't watch the second one right away is because I didn't want to get confused if I watched the first two back to back, and then if I then come on this podcast, I could very accidentally mix the two up together.
Yeah, I was worried about that myself.
And then they would be like, wait a minute, I didn't want to.
Hey, that's from the second one.
I don't remember watching that part. Okay. Right.
Yeah. So I kept it pure.
Well, since you asked, Michael, to be honest, I'm very on the fence about this.
It's only
But he
6
would.
episodes.
He would.
It's
He would,
5 more.
No, I mean,
He would.
Not much of a commitment.
the truth is I felt no desire to watch the next episode. There was nothing that made me like say, oh my God, I got to watch the next episode. I got to see what happens. I got to keep it going. But I'm on the fence, but I'm going to say yes, just because, you know, I'm a nerd, and I may not. I haven't watched the second season of The Mandalorian. I haven't watched the second episode of the Book of Boba Tea, but I said yes to all of those. This one's much, much closer. But I think I would. I don't know if I will, but I'm going to get a
I
yes.
think you should. Just based on the
Four
5
yeses. 4 yeses, everybody.
Just
Barely,
based on the
though.
4 or 5 minute recap of the movies with all those characters being in it, I feel like it's likely some of those characters could possibly be in it. That would be
I think
very.
I think Leia's acting alone was pretty cool, and the new droids and a couple little aliens that we saw. I mean, there was enough in there for it to
Not a lot of
be,
aliens.
enjoyable. And
just to fit in
Obi-Wan's
with
cool.
society.
And it was nice to see more of Owen and Baru and Bale and
Yeah.
these people that, that's fun. That's
A
interesting.
young
Anyway,
Luke playing a pod, like it looked like he was playing a pod racing
yeah,
video
but we
game.
barely got to see him yet. So we'll see if that works out for us. We do have to run though, everybody. So
That's
please
good
be sure,
exercise.
give us, but don't do it like the kids. Don't say, let's run and then go freaking walk.
Do that?
Gotta
So
run.
if you'd
I'm going to
us
be like
review a
his adoptive father and Bale.
Very good. If you'd like us to review a show, in the comments below, just type WTF Wings, WTF Snorks, WTF Pandemonium. I don't know if that's a cartoon. It seems like it would be like the lead is a panda.
The pandas, yeah.
And then we will probably do it maybe. And
Make
until
sure to
next
tell us
time-
where to watch it, though, please.
Yes, please include parenthetically if it's on Netflix or Hulu or whatever. That really helps us out. Thanks so much for joining us, Josh. And everybody at home, please give this a like and subscribe, 5 stars, share it with your friends. And I'd like to say that this podcast, what gave me a new hope.
Mm.
Ooh.
That
This
was awesome.
podcast was revengey of attack of something. I don't know. I didn't think of something, but I should have. But this podcast
Yeah.
was fun.
Go ahead, Darth.
This podcast was a force of.
Ah,
Okay.
I
That was
don't know.
pretty
that
good.
awakened. Did it awaken? them?
Awaken, yeah, the Force Awakened.
This podcast was the rise of June 1st.
Oh,
Yes.
way to go,
Falling
everybody.
Tower Day.
Falling Tower Day.
Yeah,
It's a big
episode
special day. It was
12.
when Michael and I were in a band called Falling Tower back in 2000. June 1st,
Wow.
2000, we had our first show. A lot of really big Falling Tower things have fallen on the day, June 1st. So that's why June 1st, we just kind of started calling it Falling Tower Day because it's a really
Yeah.
good lucky day for us. So that's the story.
Plus, both of our birthdays are in June as well.
Yep.
So.
June's a good
Happy
month.
birthday.
Thanks, guys. Dart doesn't give a shit.
If anybody wants to
And,
say anything.
We'll see y'all next time. And always remember to remember what Michael Kenyon Rosenberg wants you to remember.
Remember to remember.
Remember to register to be an organ donor and watch the first of things. The end.
All right. And this is where we do a freeze frame of Star Wars. Shing, like we're lightsabers. Now we're all going to be Kit Fisto. Now we're a Twi'lek
Kit
guy.
Fisto.
Ooh.
Yeah. Oh.